Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 243 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills helps you improve your table tennis. It's Friday here in Australia, one of the most popular days of the week, probably because of Friday funnies. In the show today, we talk about chopping, short serving, the service action, and third ball attack. I'm Jeff Plum. And as always, Super Coach Alois Rosario is here with me to answer your questions. Welcome, Alois.
Thank you, Jeffrey, and good morning to you.
Thank you. Yes, Friday, always a good day. The weekend ahead, lots of opportunities for table tennis.
Yeah, usually it's a good day. Yeah.
Indeed. And I think today's going to be no exception, Alois. Now, I want to get into the PingSkills questions of the days first. And yesterday's was, have you ever won a tournament? What did people say?
Yeah, so I had quite a few responses. So Mark said, yeah, beat someone who normally destroyed me and then a hard bat player. Best memory of table tennis. So, yeah, that's a good one. And Eugene said the furthest I went is the semi-finals. John said got second and third place a few times many years ago. Akshat said only in school. Robert Symes said a doubles match against Brian Berry and Rodney Carlisle in the good old days. Wow, he's remembering the good old days. Matt Hetherington, yes, but few and far between. And Glenn said, well, does an 8-ball comp in Townsville 21 years ago count? I guess it does, Glenn.
Of course it does. A win's a win, no matter what the sport, no matter how long ago.
Exactly. And I think a good point to come out of it is that, there's very few people that actually do win tournaments. It's about just going there, getting the experience, and trying to learn as much as you possibly can at a tournament situation. If you do happen to get through a few rounds and win some matches, and that's great. So yeah, get to some tournaments. You don't have to win them; just get there and play.
Yes, it certainly is fun. And the good thing about table tennis is there is a range of grades, so you can, even if you're not winning the tournaments, you're still playing against players of your level, and you can play higher grades if you want to get experience. So you get good matches. It's fun. You meet a lot of people. Definitely try it out. Get to some tournaments. But like Alois said, it's hard because say you've got 60 people all entering a tournament, only one of those can win. So it is very difficult to win a particular event at a tournament. All right, let's move on to today's PingSkillers question of the day. And this is one of my favorite topics. The question is, what is more important, talent or hard work? So jump on our Facebook page or our blog at pingskills.com and let us know, talent or hard work. Okay, Alois, how is your power of practice going? Can we call you Marcus Freitas yet?
No, definitely not Marcus Freitas, but did the session late last night, and it was okay. It was good. Starting to get some good catches. It was just another day really of training, but it felt like it was good to do that another day, even though I was a bit tired last night. But I put in my 5 minutes. Let's see what how that all pans out in the end.
Absolutely, yeah, will be interesting to see. And everyone, don't forget, you can get involved in the power of practice competition. You just have to pick either the table tapper or the spin catcher. Still not too late. Start filming yourself 5 minutes a day. And it's a great experience just to see how you learn and how much you can improve in just 5 minutes a day. So
how you been going, Jeff, with your table tapper?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm getting pretty good. I still haven't been able to crack that 5 minutes in one rally. So, that's really my aim. And if I can do that, then I'm going to work on the switching, which seems really difficult. So, I'm still working away, but
So during your training time, Jeff, are you just focusing on the one skill, on the forehand table tapper, or do you throw in the switching every now and then?
Every now and again I throw in the switching, but because I'm trying to do the 5 minutes, I generally start with that. And if I don't make it, then I might start some switching or something like that.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit of variation. Yeah. So I'm doing the Freitas most of the time. Sometimes I try the backhand when when I just need a little bit of a change up or a rest for the mind. And every now and then the Waldner, the spinning it this way, spinning it that way, and then catching it. So yeah, I do change it up a little bit when the mind seems to be losing focus on the Freitas.
Good little tip there for people. Yeah, if your mind is losing focus, yeah, maybe just try a different skill for a minute or two, especially when you've only got 5 minutes. All right, good one. Now, Alois, today for Friday Funnies, this is inspired by my kids. It's not really a joke, more of a game. So it takes 2 players, so you're going to need to be involved here.
Right. Okay, I'm involved.
The game is called Grandma's Undies. So how it works is I ask a question. No matter what I ask, you have to answer without laughing, Grandma's Undies. Right. If you laugh, I win. But if you don't laugh, then you win.
Right. Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah.
What did Ma Long wear under his shorts for good luck in the final of the World Table Tennis Championships?
Grandma's Undies.
Look at him. He's hard to make laugh. All right. Alois, where do you store your bat to protect it the most?
Grandma's Undies.
What's your favorite disco clothes? Got him. All right. Try it at home, people. Great game. Grandma's Undies. Big thanks to my kids for this one. Grandma's Undies. That's Alois' favorite. And now you know Alois' favorite disco clothes. And it's a great game. If you get bored of Grandma's Undies, you can always play Grandpa's Mankini. That's also an excellent game.
Okay. Oh, yes.
All right. Well, it was St. Patrick's Day yesterday, but what happened on this day in history, the 18th of March?
Yeah. The couple of things.
Worried like nothing happened at all.
Yeah. I did have to search fairly hard and wide here. So it's Dick Smith's birthday. He was born in 1944. Australian businessman, entrepreneur, aviator, and now has the name of a store that is going under in Australia. But yeah, that's beside the point. But yes, Dick Smith, famous Australian. But also, and I didn't know this at all, Harry Houdini in 1910 made Australia's first official recorded controlled powered flight of an aircraft on this day in 1910. Harry Houdini, the escapologist.
Well, there you go. That's quite interesting. I didn't know that either.
No, there you go.
All right. So a lot about Australia today for the world. Excellent.
But Harry Houdini, an American, but made Australia's first powered flight. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, great segment.
Sure about that?
It says it here, right here. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll put a link in the show notes so everyone can check it out for themselves. I love it.
Good.
All right. Moving on to some questions, Alois. Are you ready?
I'm certainly ready.
All right. Mike D is first up, and he's used the Google Q&A app to ask a question. He says, "Hi, Alois and Jeff. How do you get the best spin on a chop during a rally at various lengths on the table? Do you keep the tension more relaxed on shorter chops? And what is the best spot to hit the chop on your paddle, like towards the end or the middle?"
Okay. So to get more spin when you're chopping, you want to get that contact near the leading edge. So it's more down here, down near the bottom to get more spin. So here or here. That's your hitting point for the chops. And especially for the short pushes or chops, it's good to have a nice relaxed hand. If you've got a really tight grip on the bat, it's hard to keep that ball short. So the relaxed grip will help you to keep that ball short. And then if you can get a nice brushing contact underneath the ball close to the leading edge, you're going to get a bit of spin on that push or the chop.
Yeah, it's interesting, Alois, because talking about getting more spin, like the science makes sense, I guess, if that part of the bat's moving faster. But, I think for me, and I guess the biggest improvement is going to be just learning how to get that brushing contact and getting a fast contact. So if you do that, a fast brushing contact, no matter where you hit the ball on your bat, you're going to get some spin. And then I guess, you can just improve that a bit more by the spot on your bat. But I think the biggest thing to concentrate is just that fast brushing contact. And then until you've got that, worrying about the placement on the bat is kind of putting the horse before the cart, maybe.
Yes, indeed. And we don't want the horse before the cart. The cart before the horse.
Cart before the horse.
We do want the horse before the cart. That's right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Good point. So, yes, work on the basics first. Make sure you're getting a nice relaxed contact. So that'll help you to get a nice fast brushing contact, and then you can start to think about the points on your bat as well as an add-on.
Good. Now, if you're chopping, is there any secret to, getting the ball shorter or longer on the table?
So it's about the contact. So if you brush it even finer, the ball will go a less distance. If you brush the ball a little bit thicker or flatter, then it's going to go further. So you can just change the length of your pushing by just changing slightly the contact from here to here. So there will get you the ball a little bit shorter. There will get you the ball a little bit further, So, yeah, it's pushing and chopping is just a lot about just the touch and feel of the bat on the ball to get the right spins and the right distances and angles and all that sort of stuff.
Great. All right. Good question, Mike. Hopefully that helps you out. Next up is a question from Stan.
Now,
yes.
Yeah. So Mike really mucked us up, because we did have this show called SSS show, because our questions were from Stan H, Stan J, and Stan Stewart. But thanks, Mike. We'll now have to call this the MSSSSS show.
Indeed, we will. All right. So Stan H says, what do you have to say about very, very short, soft serve that only just gets over the net on the center line?
The short, soft serve by Stan. Yes.
A lot of answers.
It can be effective. The key there is to keep that ball low as well. So if you can keep the ball low and short and close to the net, then it can be effective because it's more difficult for the other person to make the flick. If it hasn't got much spin on it, though, you really do need to keep it low. If you put that ball up a little bit higher without much spin, then it's going to be much easier for your opponent to flick the ball, especially if it's really close to the net. So you do have to be careful with that ball, but low and short is a good key there.
Yeah, and I guess when people first start playing just at school or at work, or they don't really realize the power of the short serve, because when people just start, they kind of just throw it up and hit it, but they don't realize that gives your opponent a chance to attack it. And the short serve, if it is low and short, you can't get a big swing, so you can't attack it. It's really an effective weapon.
Yeah, and you're right. I think, and at the starting level, but I see a lot of players, even at the more advanced level, just forgetting about trying to serve the ball short. It makes such a difference to the whole outcome of the rally. If you serve long, doesn't matter how much spin you've got on it, your opponent has the opportunity to attack. If you can serve it short with low and et cetera, then it does make it more difficult for your opponent to attack and allows you perhaps the first attacking option in the rally.
Yes, indeed. All right. Thanks for the question, Stan. All right. Moving on to Stan J. Stan J says, in serving, Does it affect the spin and speed of the ball if you stop your arm during the swing on contact to the ball as opposed to completing the swing of your arm?
So that was the side spin swing on the serve, was it, by Stan? Right. So it does. So the key here is that what you're trying to do is you're trying to contact that ball as fast as you can. So it's bang, really fast. Now, it might feel like or look like you are just stopping the bat on contact, but if you watch the better players, what they're actually doing is they're doing this and then coming back. So they are going through the contact. Sometimes they will stop the bat with their chest, so they'll bang the bat into their chest as the stop. But what is happening is that means that during the contact, the bat is still traveling really fast. So that fast brushing action is the key to generating the spin. And usually, if you didn't have something to stop the bat, then to get the fastest point here, you're going to have a bit of a follow through. Otherwise, if you're stopping here, then you're close to the breaking speed, which isn't ideal. You want the faster speed as the bat contacts the ball.
Yeah, good explanation. And that makes logical sense. As the bat is hitting the ball, it needs to be going its fastest, so you don't want to be slowing down just before. Otherwise, you've lost speed. So, yeah, go all the way through, and then you can put some fake movements to confuse your opponent after that. Good question, Stan. I like these questions today, Alois.
Yes, so do I.
Yes. Next one is from Stuart. And Stuart says, I am having a problem with my third ball. I do a deceptive side spin, top spin serve, and they push the ball, so it comes back very high with backspin. And when I attack it, I'm only hitting the table about 60% of the time, going long when I miss.
Yes. So we have a side spin serve followed by a smash. So what we need to do here is we need to really think about that return that comes. So even though it is a bit higher, we need to treat that with a bit of respect. I often see that ball going up high and people just try to, smack it, and they're out of position and they don't make a good shot on it. So I think you said that the ball was going off the end of the table a lot. So if the ball's going off the end of the table, what you need to do is just perhaps brush that ball a little bit more to generate a bit of topspin so the ball dips onto the table, especially if there's if you're trying to play that ball faster. So the side spin serve that you do will come back a little bit strangely because of the side spin on the ball. So you just need to get used to that trajectory of the ball as well. And then when that ball's up high, rather than hitting it just a flat smash, think about just spinning the ball a little bit to get that ball to dip onto the table. But I think the most important thing is players don't treat that ball with enough respect. They see the ball up high, and even though it's got backspin, they just go crack and try to smack it as hard as they can. You need to get position. You need to then just topspin that ball a little bit to get it onto the table.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, get into position early and make sure you play the proper topspin stroke because that'll get you the dip on the ball, like you said, Alois. And I think when it goes up high, people sometimes lose the form on their shot. Like you said, they kind of just twist it around or they don't play a proper shot, and that's their undoing.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, position, stroke. It's like everything else. If you're out of position, if you make a bad stroke, then you're at risk of making a mistake. So, yeah, even if that ball's high, position's key.
Okay, yeah. So, Stuart, make sure, you play the proper top spin with a good finish position, getting that spin on the ball, and I'm sure you can lift that 60% up to 95, maybe even 100%. All right, Alois, that wraps up show 243. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Make sure you visit PingSkills.com, sign up for our free newsletter full of tips, and have a great weekend full of table tennis. And thank you, Alois.
Thanks, Jeffrey, and we shall see you on Monday morning. Have a great weekend, PingSkillers. Get into your power of practice, table tapper, spin catcher. Even if it's just 1 or 2 days, it'd be really interesting to see just how people are starting and the difficulty they have perhaps when you're starting. So yeah, just get into it. Maybe just do a weekend power of practice, see how it goes. See ya.